Hello and welcome to another update video about Near protocol. Near, I'm really pleased because we as a community, everybody who follows my buy and sell orders on Discord, was able to sell Near protocol pretty much at the top here. So I had a sell order just below the $20 mark, and that was very much here the top. Yeah, so I think the absolute peak was $20.70, but for a predefined sell order, I think that was pretty good, just below $20. And since then, the price has dropped again around 20%. So it's beautiful. We're currently having a pullback here. So first of all, Near protocol, yeah. Near is one of the cryptos that I had on my radar and that I have been talking about for a while. And that I also have on my list for cryptos that are going to do really well in 2022. Didn't quite make it into my top 10 list, but it is a very good project and I think it could do really well. It's one of the ones, let's call it from the second row, which might, move into the first row in 2022. That's what I mean. So currently Near protocol is in a channel here to the upside. Yeah, very interesting because in a channel, for people who do short-term trading, this is always interesting. What the crypto here is doing at the moment, it has obviously started from the low here, from around $6 all the way, made a new all-time high. But now it's pulling back to the 20-day moving average. Now a pullback is interesting, yeah, from a pullback here. If that holds, yeah, in the worst case, we could get down to that ascending trend line. That is the ascending trend line of that channel here. And that is sitting at $15.65. A pullback to a trend line can be attractive for anybody who's interested in going long. Of course, I'm not telling you to do it, but it is a valid strategy in my view. A pullback trading works better than pattern trading. Patterns, oftentimes fake outs, with pullback trading not so much, can work very profitably. And overall the chart is looking really interesting. I think we need to be careful that because it's starting to run out of steam. Yeah, so you have here from that high to that high, a higher high, but on the RSI you see lower highs. So there is a risk that we get at some point here a correction, because you get this bearish divergence in, and on the daily you can also see that the MACD is turning red. So I would want to see how the price reacts to that support line. Yeah, before if I was going long, if I was to take that trade, I wanted to see how the price is reacting to that support line, or if we see a first green candle emerging here. On the daily, we can't see that yet. For me, it looks like the price is pulling further towards the 20-day moving average here, and might actually break the 20-day moving average and might then go down pretty much as it did back here, and then find support at the at that ascending trend line, which would be sitting at $15.80. At the moment, on the 1 hour chart, you can see a bullish divergence, so a very short term here. Could see a bullish divergence. I think the chances are quite high that we could see another reversal here to the upside, especially as on the 1 hour chart you can see that bullish divergence here currently forming, which you did basically back here as well. It's pretty much very similar, so we did that back here as well. Yeah, and you do the same thing here, where you had a bullish divergence here on the chart as well. Yeah, lower low on the price chart, higher low on the RSI, and the same thing here, where you had lower highs on the price, lower lows on the price, sorry, and higher lows on the RSI. So it's looking interesting, that chart, and I think Near will be way above these prices later in the year. We have gone up quite a bit already, so caution is needed, because as I said, on the daily you see that bearish divergence forming here, from that high to that high. Yeah, lower high on the RSI, but you see higher highs here on the price chart. So that's where we are at the moment here. That retracement is key, that it needs to hold, that trend line needs to hold at least the trend line, better even the 20-day moving average, and then we could go up when if that holds. Yeah, which I think the chances are fairly high that it could hold, especially because of that bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart. We could see a bit of a turnaround there, and because on the daily it's still in the bullish range on the RSI. Need to pay a bit attention here to that MACD, which is turning red, but that MACD on the daily did turn red as well, was basically a fake out here when we had this correction here where I've got the red circle. So it's doing that again, and it was pretty much at the same position, dropped then below the 20-day moving average, but found support at the trend line. So if that price is finding support there, then the next price target, the next turnaround could happen very quickly. It did that before, yeah, and that could then push all the way up to the top of that channel, which would be sitting at, yeah, you know, depending on when it's hitting, probably around $22, $23, depending on when it will hit that channel. But the last few times took a few days, so that could turn around fairly quickly then. Overall, in terms of also the Elliott waves, I think it could have some more potential to the upside. Looking at the higher level ones, I think we could see here potentially what we had here. We had obviously a wave 1, wave 2, possibly in the wave 3 now, and then you get your wave 4 and wave 5. I think this here was a larger ABC. Yeah, what we saw here, that was basically an overshooting wave B. Yeah, possibly. So 1, 2, 3, it would be the wave 3 in which we are now, and that wave 3, if we take it as Fibonacci extension levels from the low to the wave 1, you would expect the wave 3 to go at least to the 1.618 extension. Now it did go to that. We could even, yeah, I mean, that might even be more relevant. So if we call that the wave 1 maybe, yeah, that would probably be more likely. That was the wave 1, and then that was the wave 2. Then you come up to the 1.618 extension here in the wave 3, but we're talking at least about the 1.618. So we could expect here possibly even the 200% extension for that next leg up at around $25. That is when the wave 3 could be finished, but it could theoretically be finished already. Then you get your wave 4. And to get to the wave 4 retracement, let's just see from that low of the wave 3 to the high of the wave 3. Let's check the retracement levels. And there you go. So it already came down to the 0.214 fib level. That was basically what the wave 4 would need to do. Yep, absolutely, that is possible. Now it could, what I could imagine, it drops one more fib level to $15.11. That would be very close here to the trend line as well. I could think that is certainly a possibility that it could lose the trend line briefly. It did that here the last time as well. Had a bit of a wick down. If I zoom in, you can see that. And it could possibly here touch that 0.382 fib level. That would be the ideal retracement level for a wave 4. So come down to that level here at $15 and then move up possibly. It's certainly a possible scenario. But yeah, it's certainly interesting as we get here to a trend line, possibly pullback trade might be interesting for everybody who wants to look at it. Certainly good to be aware of that channel. Certainly good to be aware of those support levels. And my primary expectation would be that it finds here support, certainly at $15, and then would move up again. That would be my primary expectation here, because then you still have that wave 5 coming for the Near protocol. And overall, Near protocol is a very strong crypto, and I think 2022, even should it lose here these fib levels and lose all supports, I think it's going to have a great 2022. All right, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.